I'm going off of motivation that Mr. Silva gave me last month, where he asked Karen Waianae to assist in this, basically to save Makaha Beach for the next 100 or more years from the current direction that we're headed. So I asked for Albert's support and maybe one more member from the board. We only need 2 though, so we have a pig, and we make our point known with the DPP, and I'd ask that we have latitude to go to State Department of Transportation as well as may be needed.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan.
Yes, I'd like to let you know that this project is in current litigation. There has been a private suit with the City and County of Honolulu. So I'm not sure if you want to continue your discussion.
Yes, I do.
They've already been to suit. They already had their first court hearing in the beginning of July. The plaintiffs requested for extended period. They're going back to court on September 12th, 2012. So you all read the neighborhood plan.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Hearing from Mr. Eiler and Representative Jordan, perhaps the board should not be involved. If Mr. Finzel, Mr. Silva want to pursue this matter, they can pursue this matter as private citizens.
I've got a point of order. First of all, my point of order is that the interpretation of not being involved in a matter in litigation is being grossly misread. And my second point of order that I'd like you to rule on is that, well, I don't think you need to, is the fact that Mr. Silva and I cannot work together on this without board approval.
Okay, Mr. Burke.
Very quickly. The Oahu Metropolitan Planning Organization's Policy Committee at its last meeting deferred the funding for you to hear your input. If you go moot, claim it moot, and don't provide comment, we have a disconnect. I think that your board and this community is expected to converse with not only the OMPO Policy Committee, but the State Department of Transportation and Department of Planning and Permitting, for the very reason those monies were deferred. You're given a year, roughly to 2, to take action. So if you choose to take no action because of some other peripheral litigation, I think that with the OMPO Policy Committee, when we meet next, I am a member, I will provide you, Chair, and your committee and your board with those meeting minutes that state the reason the monies were deferred was so you could take a position and apprise, quote, the powers that be, what do you want to do? If you stay silent, I just wanted to tell you I don't think that's the way to go.
Thank you. This was just handed to me, the July 3rd minutes. There was a letter. Chair Pro Tem Nahopi noted that the Executive Secretary of the Neighborhood Board Commission Office sent an email indicating that the Makaha Bridge Project is currently under litigation, and advised the board to refrain from taking a position on the project. Again, for the board to refrain from taking a position on the project. A board member suggested the board abide by the opinion offered by the NCO Executive Secretary.
Mr. Frenzel, I don't suppose that your suggestion is for the board to take a position, but we cannot just lay down and die on this issue like Mr. Domberg said. We need to listen to our constituents. We need to listen to our community. And our community is saying that there are some issues that need to be addressed, and that's all we're doing. We're not taking a position as to whether the bridge is going to be built or not. It's going to be built. But there still needs to be some areas that we need to look into. So on the advice of council, which states that we should not take a position, we are not taking a position.
Chair, can I comment?
Yes.
I agree with exactly what she said. I have no position on that court case, no position on whether the bridge goes up or not. I just have a position on where the community would like the bridge to be, which hasn't been constructed yet and hasn't been set in stone. I'd like to also, I still have a point of order on the table, and that point of order is regarding the misreading of the neighborhood plan. And I want to read this sentence in Mr. Heinrich's letter on July 3rd that you keep referring to. This is the second paragraph. It says, the agenda item seems specifically focused and appropriate as a matter of community interest. So it is appropriate and it's focused. He does have a however after that, but the however is a point that is where the caution is, where we need to be careful, and that we don't take sides in a particular lawsuit, and that isn't my intent or Albert's intent.